Good evening guys, welcome back to the channel, and something a little bit different on this video. I'm just driving back to my house from my girlfriend's. We were supposed to be out dancing, drinking, having a brilliant time together tonight, but woke up this morning and obviously it's my birthday morning, and my girlfriend brought me some breakfast in bed, and I was eating my breakfast and it didn't taste quite like it should do. But I've had a bit of a cold on and off, like I do most of the winter. I mean, I suffer with something called rhinitis, which gives you symptoms like a cold, like a runny nose and sometimes a blocked nose and streaming eyes and stuff like that. Most of the year round, and I've had like a bit of a cold on and off for the last few weeks, and again it's totally normal for me to be that way, so I didn't really think anything of it. So this morning when I had my breakfast and it didn't taste quite like it should, I just put it down to the fact that my nose were a little bit snuffly, and you know, I got a bit of a cold, because you know, you have a bit of a cold, you often lose your sense of taste and your sense of smell a little bit. Things don't taste right, and I've had a bit of a croaky throat, and again, it just like a normal regular cold, nothing unusual. And then I had some lunch, and same again with my lunch, it didn't taste quite, but I didn't, you know, really think much of it. But then as it got later into the day, me and my girlfriend, as I said, were starting to get ready for going out tonight. We were going to go into the centre of the city and go to a few bars, have a few drinks, do a bit of dancing, maybe go to a nightclub, you know, that kind of thing. Now obviously, because of the whole epidemic that's currently going on, some clubs and some pubs, you know, the larger venues are asking people to produce proof of a negative lateral flow test. So I thought to myself, well, I need to do one. But what actually triggered it was I was sorting out some washing, and as daft as it seems, and I was smelling me nice clean washing, because it had been washed yesterday, and I was just sorting it out into piles and, you know, what have you, and I noticed that I couldn't smell it. I'm thinking, that's weird, I can't smell it at all. And then I got a couple of other things to smell, like my antiperspirant, and I couldn't smell that. I'm thinking, why can't I smell anything? This is a bit strange. So I thought, well, I need to do a lateral flow test anyway, ready for us going out tonight. Did a lateral flow test, and I've done loads and loads of tests because of me girlfriend being quite high risk, because she's got problems with her immune system. She's got no thyroids, she has loads of different medications, and she's got a reduced immune system. So I have to be careful, she has to be careful, and she works in a school as well. She's working with kids who carry all sorts of colds and coughs, and you know, there's been quite a few times when their bubbles gone down, when they've been in separate bubbles, you know, with kids having COVID and teachers having COVID and everything else. So the whole way through the whole epidemic, I've done a lot of lateral flow tests, and I've never ever had a positive test. So I did this one, and within seconds it started coming up as a positive test, and I'm like, oh crap, it's a positive test. So I says to my girlfriend, we've got a problem, I've got a positive COVID test. I said, I'm going to have to do a second test to be sure, but I said to her, you do one. I only had two in the pack that I'd got with me. So my girlfriend did one, and it came back negative. So thankfully hers was negative. So I thought, right, I've had a positive, you've had a negative, we're going to have to do another one each. Well, luckily she'd got some more downstairs, and I went and grabbed one, but the kit that I first picked up wasn't a complete kit. It didn't have all the little test things in that you put up your nose and your back of your throat and everything, and the fluid was missing. It was one that the kids had got from school, and all the bits out of it had got misplaced because the kids like messing about with stuff and not doing stuff properly, typical teenagers, and all the stuff was missing out of it. So all I did was borrow one of the actual strips that you drip the bits into, and I dripped some more of the liquid from the previous test into a new testing strip, and that one came back negative. I then realised within like a few minutes later, hang on a minute, that one I've just done negative was my girlfriend's sample, so it was gonna come back negative, weren't it, because she got a negative on the first one. So I got another test, and this time, rather than using the same fluid that I'd done my first sample, I did one just completely from scratch, completely fresh, new fluid, new sample up the nose, back of the throat, then the nose, blah 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 blah, and did it completely fresh from scratch, and sure enough, positive. So my girlfriend did another one, and she was still negative with another complete fresh one. But yeah, there you go. So I've had 2 positive tests using my samples, 3 negative tests using my girlfriend's, and as a result, she's fully jabbed, so she doesn't actually have to self-isolate, but she's got the kids coming back to her house tomorrow, so I'm basically driving back to my house. So I'm driving back to my house, going to be self-isolating for the next 7 days, which is the current UK guidelines. I have actually been and had a proper PCR test this afternoon as well. I booked about 5 o'clock. I was doing this, well, about 4:30 I was doing the tests first time round, and I looked online for booking a PCR test. This was about 5:05, and I could actually get straight in for a test between 5:30 and 6. So I went straight down, 5:30, done a proper PCR test. The result is a proper lab result, so it'll be more accurate. It takes between 1 and 3 days, they were telling me, to get the result back. So hopefully I get the result back really quickly, and then at least I know for definite. But the fact that I've done 2 consecutive positive tests, and my girlfriend did 2/3 tests, well, 2 proper ones, one that were, as I said, just using the same sample fluid, but she did them and they were both negative, kind of hints that I am actually positive for COVID. Now, if you've watched my video that I did the other day, you'll notice I had a really croaky throat then, and I was saying how I'd got a bit of a cold, and to be honest, I still just feel like I've got a normal cold. I don't feel like I've got any kind of super bug or madly dangerous COVID that's gonna put me in hospital or anything like that. So far, touch wood, it does just feel like a normal regular cold. Now when I get home, I'll be home in about 5 minutes, I'll finish this video soon, I am actually going to do another test from another totally different set, totally different kit that I've got at home, and I'll see what result I get from that. So, but because I've had them 2 positive tests, I've got to self-isolate, so that means I've got to be away from work for a week and away from my girlfriend for a week. So, and guess what, guys, it's my birthday today. How awesome is that? So it's my birthday, we were supposed to be going out having fun. We're supposed to be going and having a family meal with my mum and dad and my girlfriend tomorrow. Obviously we've had to cancel that and postpone it to a couple of weeks time from now. So there you go, guys. So I thought I'd do this video. I'll just say to you, if you've got any even just slight symptoms, it doesn't have to be a cough, it doesn't have to be loss of taste or smell, it doesn't have to be any of the traditional COVID symptoms. It could just be like a normal cold. Like I say, I feel like I've just got a normal cold. Take a test, do a test, be safe. If you've got any doubts, just do a test. This COVID is, you know, getting out of hand. There's over 150,000 people in the UK have now lost their lives from COVID. You know, it was on the news earlier that it's just gone over 150,000 that have lost their lives from it, just in England, Scotland, Wales, you know, just in the UK, not to mention all the people around the world. So, you know, guys and gals, don't take any risks. You know, take a test. I mean, if I'd not done that test, I would have gone out tonight just thinking I'd got a bit of cold. We would have gone to pubs, we would have gone to clubs, we would have been drinking and having a good time together. Me and my girlfriend would have been kissing and cuddling, and, you know what I mean, wouldn't have even thought about any kind of issues. And then my girlfriend could get COVID, I could pass it on to all the people I was in contact with in the pubs and the clubs, and because I've got no symptoms other than just that slight bit of a lack of taste and a lack of smell. The lack of smell's more noticeable rather than the lack of taste. The lack of taste isn't actually too bad. It's just like having a normal cold when your nose is a bit blocked. You know, I managed to have some tea tonight before setting off back home to mine, and I had a fairly mild curry, and I was able to taste it. Not as strong a taste as normal, but anyway, I'm not going to carry on. I'm going to just leave it there. I'll see how I am. I'll give you a progress report, let you know how I am and how I'm feeling and everything. It might be that I end up being able to do some work on my cars this next week if I've got a week off work. Yeah, I suppose it's going to depend if I get any more poorly, if I get ill, if I feel any worse than I am now. As it is at the moment, like I say, I don't feel bad. I just feel like a normal regular cold. So we shall see. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching, and take care of yourselves. Bye.